to ask, do you really believe them? If they were true, these biological treatments wouldn't even have to be advertised. Truth is, stem cell effectiveness is nowhere near 100%. It's expensive, and it doesn't last. At Rejuvenex, our FDA-approved pharmacological treatments ease inflammation and reduce pain. They're precisely administered to where your pain lives, and they work. Will the pain reduction last forever? No. But in some cases, relief has lasted as long as 24 months, and in most cases, insurance has paid for the treatments entirely. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Jessica Ty. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, February 20th. Your top story, voters head to the polls.
I'm Eric Bilstad. The UN chooses stasis over action. Your forecast for today, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. For Wednesday, more clouds, slight chance for a shower and a high of 55. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 47 at 11:01.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision Wisconsin. Polls are open across the state. Today marks Wisconsin's spring primary election. In Milwaukee, voters get the opportunity to weigh in on the city's mayor.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson will defend his seat for the first time this week. He tells WTMJ he believes the city is on the right track under his leadership.
Still got a lot of work to do. I'm happy to be the cheerleader to do that work.
Mayor Johnson will be challenged by activist and paralegal Aisha Griffin.
I can readily identify with most of the issues that the people are facing in this community.
And Wisconsin God Squad founder David King.
When you look at the current administration, the people are not being taken care of.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
It's not just candidates driving voters to the polls today. Voters in the Waterford Union School District in Racine County are going to decide the fate of a $90 million referendum covering the cost of repairs for the district's high school.
If you look above us, there's not a single fire sprinkler head in this entire building.
I just don't think that we need all the improvements that they're talking about.
The gym has buckets hanging, catching leaks, and I vote yes for the referendum.
Today is the spring primary again. Complete guide online at WTMJ.com or on the WTMJ mobile app.
The U.S. is planning on vetoing a resolution that would demand an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield just announced the plans this morning.
Any action this council takes right now should help, not hinder, these sensitive and ongoing negotiations. And we believe that the resolution on the table right now would, in fact, negatively impact those negotiations.
Thomas Greenfield says their efforts should instead be focused on the ongoing negotiations brokered by the U.S., Qatar, and Egypt.
The White House is keeping up its criticism of House Republicans for not approving new funding for Ukraine. The White House says Speaker Mike Johnson and House Republicans must act quickly to pass funding, saying time is of the essence. Communications Director Ben LeBlanc, in a statement, criticizes Republicans for going on recess this week, calling it a, quote, early undeserved vacation. LeBlanc says in his statement that Russia saw its most significant gains in nearly a year because, he says, Congress failed to pass critically needed support.
Bucks Plus launches today. This is really exciting and offers fans a new way to experience the team off the court. Bucks Chief Sales and Marketing Officer Dustin Gonsi tells Wisconsin's Morning News the platform will provide fans with never-before-available access behind the curtain.
We're sort of scratching the surface on this initial release. We want this to be a little bit of something for different pockets of fandom and for us to be able to go out and tell the Bucks stories in a way that maybe the national media and people who don't have the access can't do.
Bucks Plus can be accessed on Bucks.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Time now for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Right now, the Dow is down 134 to 38,493. The NASDAQ down 228 to 15,546, and the S&P down 42 to 49.63. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite, financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather is next. Starting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 11:04.
Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service. In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service.
We've told you about Moses Hadara,
The diamond cutter who created the Kessler 81.
The magical diamond that vibrates with light.
Kessler's works with crazy diamond cutters.
Geniuses who create wonderful, spectacular,
crazy diamond shapes.
The one thing these crazy genius diamonds all have in common
is that they explode with light.
The Kessler Emerald Cut diamond sends out rippling waves of light, like water lapping onto a beach.
The Kessler Square Radiant Diamond glows like the sun on the horizon.
Sometimes sunrise,
sometimes sunset.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Ask to see the rippling waves of light, like water on the beach.
Ask to see the glow that looks like sunrise and sunset.
Ask to see the Kessler Crazy Genius Diamonds.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the Harley-Davidson Museum. Don't miss the Mama Tried Motorcycle Show and the HD Factory Outlet Sale in Rumble on the Harley-Davidson Museum's campus from February 22nd through the 25th.
Let's talk some sports, right? Yeah, talking about the Bucks, and we're talking about the Brewers. If we start off with the Brewers kick off spring training in earnest this afternoon. The team hosts its first full-team workout in Arizona. First spring training broadcast of the year is Saturday. Coverage on WTMJ starts at 2 p.m. And the Bucks are enjoying a few days off on the back end of the NBA All-Star break. Giannis and the Bucks are back in action Friday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Coverage on WTMJ starts at 8:30.
Now some traffic. Here we go. Now the roads. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic. Roads are looking good at the moment, thankfully. 94 eastbound, Highway 16. All the way into downtown is a smooth ride in. Outbound all the way out to the Pewaukee area on 94 westbound is also clear. 4145 south, Highway Q to the Zoo. No problems there. 43 northbound from the city up to Brown Deer Road is delay-free. And 94 to the south from the Marquette to Layton is also delay-free.
And here's your storm team for 5-day forecast. Today, a few midday clouds. It's mild, though. We've got a high of 48. On the lake, 52 inland, even nicer. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. Tomorrow, more clouds. There is a slight chance of a shower. The high, though, get ready for this, 55 degrees. It's going to feel like spring. On Thursday, decreasing clouds, a slight chance of an AM shower, a high of 50. On Friday, partly cloudy, a high of 40. And Saturday, mostly sunny for Saturday, a high of 40 as well.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Ty, and in for Greg Matzik, it's Eric Bilstad.
Eric joining us once again today. Tomorrow you get a little bit shorter day, right? You're pulling the long ones here for us, and I appreciate it.
I'm with Kristen tomorrow, but that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, he's going to have another long day, but Greg will be back with me tomorrow.
I'm glad you came back. I'm glad you're here again.
I came back for day 2. Here we go. So let's get into it,
yeah,
right?
Let's roll it. Three big things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
See, that was worth the wait, wasn't it?
It was.
Especially if you know the song. 3 big things today. We're going to start out. This is some good news, everybody. The worst of the virus season may be over. This is according to the CDC. Key measures of respiratory virus activity in the U.S. have been trending down for weeks now. People hospitalized with the flu, that's down about half from the season's peak, which was at the end of December, that time when everybody was just sick. But the thing with this, though, this is good news, but don't let your guard down because people are still sick. It's not like everybody's healthy out there. So, just take your precautions. Half of people in the U.S. to get a flu shot this year. 22% of adults got the latest COVID shot, and 12% of kids have done the same. But thank you, CDC, for giving us that little update that the worst of the virus season, it looks like it's done.
But don't stop washing your hands, please.
Yes, please. Never.
All right,
Number two, Wisconsin spring primary election. It is a spring primary election day in Wisconsin today. Polls open at 7 o'clock this morning. They're going to be open until 8 o'clock tonight, so you still have plenty of time to get out there and vote. The weather is good as well, so that's not going to hamper anything. You've got local elections, nonpartisan positions like county supervisors, school board members, judges too in some cases. In Milwaukee, you've got the big one with Milwaukee mayoral race. Mayor Cavalier Johnson, he has 2 challengers. And remember to bring the photo ID to the polls.
I'm always fascinated by these primaries, especially this one, because the turnout's always expected to be fairly low. And some of these races, you never know if maybe something askew happens where a no-name or someone you're not anticipating to do well could actually get more votes just because so few go vote on this day.
I mean, it would be nice if all of a sudden we had one of these spring primary elections and the numbers came out and the turnout was massive.
Yeah,
I mean, that would just be a
nice.
welcome surprise. Unfortunately, we know if we look at history that typically doesn't happen. But yes, if you can, get out there and vote. If you haven't already done so, we know a lot of people have already voted by absentee ballot. And also stay with us because coming up, we do have reporters in the field. We have a couple of polling sites. We have Adam Roberts in Milwaukee. He's going to join us on the Midday News at 11:46. And then in our 12 o'clock hour, we have Julian Johnson in Racine. He will join us live from a polling spot in Racine County at 12:37.
3 big things, number 3 at 11:11 here on Wisconsin's Midday News. All right, so Jessica, as you know, the snow has been pretty much non-existent
Haven't seen
across
much of it
most
this
of the
season.
state. Yeah, right. So the National Weather Service says snowfall statewide has been about 20 to 30 inches below normal. In the Lake Superior snow belt up there, way up north, near Ashland, Iron, Vilas counties, that area. Snowfall was 40 to 70 inches below normal.
Wow, that much.
There's been a big call for the governor to declare a state of emergency, or I shouldn't say a big call, but there has been some folks calling for that, some lawmakers and some business leaders and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of people up north are like, hey, we need help.
Yeah, do something. What can we do? Well, Governor Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin announcing today they're pushing Wisconsin businesses that could be eligible for a federal disaster loan program to make that submission. So this is part of the U.S. Small Business Administration, the SBA. So the SBA has now confirmed that disaster coverage extends to businesses who are impacted by this lack of snow. So for those businesses that are eligible, the governor's office saying, please make those submissions and do so ASAP. You might be able to get a little bit of respite, hopefully.
Yeah, wouldn't it be wild if, of course, we're talking about this warm-up that's coming up, but if in like 3 weeks we just have a massive snowstorm, it's like Mother Nature says, here's your snow. You've been asking for
Happy
it.
Easter. Here you go.
Hey, anything is possible in Wisconsin, I feel.
This is Wisconsin's Midday News. She's Jessica Ty. I'm Eric Bilstead in for Greg Matzik at WTMJ News Time, 11:13.
Wisconsin's Morning News.
The EMS system here worked as designed.
It did not.
Listen to Vince Vetrano every weekday starting at 6 a.m.
The video simply does not support the claim that Ms. Waldrop was obscured by a snowbank. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland, that's his district. This is his statement. I've met with MFD Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky. I am 100% confident that there will be standard operating procedure updates, changes that will strengthen protocols to reduce the chance of this type of incident reoccurring. Good. There should be changes.
Susan Hiller from Hiller Ford here with great news for anyone thinking about getting a new Ford truck. This is Truck Month at Hiller Ford, and that means great savings for truck buyers. Right now, we're offering 1.9% 72-month financing on new 2023 F-150s. Plus, a drop-in bedliner or a basic maintenance package is included. There's never been a better time to buy a Ford truck than right now. Stop in today and find out why so many people love to buy from Hiller Ford.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement.
At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Hi everybody, this is Susan Hiller from Hiller Ford on Highway 100. Boy, do we have some sweet deals for our customers this month. We're offering 0.9% Flex Buy financing for 66 months on 2023 Escapes and 2024 Edges. And you get a $2,000 factory rebate. That's right, 0.9% financing for 66 months, plus the $2,000 rebate. Stop in today and see why so many people love to buy from Hiller Ford.
We are just hours away now from a new music venue opening in Milwaukee. Vivarium is on the city's east side, and there's a free concert tonight to give people a sneak peek at the new club. Gary Witt, CEO of the Pabst Theater Group, and COO Matt Behringer join us live in the studio to tell us about tonight's concert and what's to come down the road. Thanks for joining us, guys. This is so exciting, and this is like pivotal time for you right now.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're very excited. You know, we currently operate 5 other venues in the city, and they're all various sizes, you know, ranging all larger than this, ranging from 1,000 up to 4,000. So the ability to be able to bring together a 450 capacity venue with the absence of the back room, which we ran for a number of years, is really a good feeling. And we really like the size, and we really love the space.
So who's playing this free concert tonight? People hear free, and they're like, ooh, and free and free music?
Well, we have an artist, a local Milwaukee artist, named Wave Chappelle, along with some DJs from various parts of the city. We are not. It's not open tonight because we had RSVPs go out, so it's free. But anybody who's got tickets has them already. So
you can't go and register today. The people
That's
have their
correct.
tickets.
Yeah,
we had an open RSVP, and we well exceeded the number that we could use. So we know that some of those people might or might not show up, and we've got a kind of a private friends and family event that'll happen in advance, especially to thank a lot of the workers who I think spent the majority of their life, the people from Findorf and from TKWA who lived in that space for a number of months and did just a wonderful job.
So take us inside Vivarium. What are we going to see? What are we going to feel when we walk in those doors?
I think you're going to find and see and feel something that's quite unusual for a club of that size. It's quite natural feeling in the room. There are 8 skylights in the roof that shine directly up into the night sky.
Love that.
Hence kind of the name Vivarium. It's also filled with a lot of living things. So there are beautiful plants and moss walls living throughout the space. I think the most important thing that you see in the space is that as Matt and I, now doing this for over 20 years in Milwaukee, and we don't do things in Alaska or Des Moines, we are a Milwaukee business and a Milwaukee and a Wisconsin company. I think a lot of the things that we were able to put together actually came from the state of Wisconsin or around the city. So the wood on the walls comes from a forest up in northern Wisconsin, the trees that are over 100 years old that were milled and farmed by a guy for us up north. The bathroom facilities, which are amazing and outstanding for a club of that size.
Well, that's interesting.
Come from the Bradley Corporation in Menominee Falls. We're really pleased to be able to work with them. We've got furniture built by a company in Door County, a guy in Door County that built furniture for us. So a lot of the things in the space, the lights by a young guy who really has done a wonderful job in the space where he built for our backstage area as well as for front of house. And then when you first walk in, you'll see these beautiful natural kind of like rusted out lights that are in the entryway. That's by a young guy who we've just started to work with now.
It sounds fantastic. You mentioned at the top the back room at Collectivo. That was so special. You saw a concert in a coffee shop. It was really different. I remember I went there to go see Five for Fighting back in 2016. It was such a neat experience. So remind people What happened to that spot to get us where we are here today with the new venue?
Well, as an aside, Five for Fighting also playing at Vivarium later on in the spring. So
Oh,
you have to
good.
check
I
the
gotta
website.
get that date.
Let us
Okay.
know on that. I mean, look, the back room at Collectivo started as something we thought was going to be a one-off show or two, where we were going to be doing a couple of things a month, and it really grew as I think we discovered how potent developmental venue in the city of Milwaukee like that could be for both local and touring artists. And the fact was that it was time to move on to something else. It is great to see something in a space like the back room at Collectivo that felt like a found space, and that was ended up being a pretty iconic and legendary place for some shows over a short period of time. But it was time to move into a truly permanent home in Vivarium for a great developmental venue here in Milwaukee.
Now, the fact that our two companies, we have a great relationship, 20-plus year relationship with Collectivo, previously Altera, and
yes.
The fact that we could start this thing up, as a fully functioning business while they had a fully functioning business in front was incredibly impossible to think you could actually even do that, but we did it for so many years. But to Matt's point, I mean, sooner or later we had to grow this thing that we realized, especially because we have this developmental ladder that grows from each building to each building. We had an artist named Mitski that played the back room in 2018, I think the end of 2018, for 300 people, sold out, and then coming out of the pandemic, we put the show on sale with Mitski at the Riverside. It sold out, and we moved it up to the High Life Theater. So how things kind of grow in those venues is really important. But also, I think what's really important for us, and it relates to the Mitski situation, is that small venues like Vivarium, like the Cactus Club, like Shank Hall, like the Cooperage, all those venues, they act as a place where people discover new artists. And it's important to have places like that. But I think it's equally important for a city of Milwaukee, as we're all in that battle to discover Milwaukee for people outside. It's also the place where artists discover Milwaukee the first time. So our goal is to make sure that people stop here in Milwaukee. We don't care about other cities around us. We only care about Milwaukee. We want them to come here, explore and discover Milwaukee, and then want to stay here as they develop in other venues.
Are there any potential challenges when it comes to the number of venues? You just rattled off a couple of that same ilk. Then, of course, you guys have yours. You have Fiserv. You hear Potawatomi talking about building something. The Deer District is thinking about some of that. Could there be the challenge of having too many venues to have music or artists come and perform in?
Look, I don't think any of us can speak to what is out there in the future, but the fact is that right now Milwaukee has a really vibrant live music scene. I think that when we look at adding something like Vivarium, which is really, again, replacing a piece that we had, I think that all of these venues, whether it's, the concert venues that the Pabst Theater Group manages, or things like the Rave, Shank Hall, the Cooperage, they all serve different functions and different audiences. There's always going to be some level of overlap, but I think the goal, at least in our world, is to provide something unique to the entertainment community and, serve a wide, diverse audience.
Sure.
One of the beautiful things about Milwaukee that some other cities like maybe Madison don't have is the fact that we're 70 miles away from 9.9 million people also.
Sure.
So in addition to the 1.5 million people in the Milwaukee metro market, Chicago metro has 9.9 million people. On a regular basis at our Riverside shows, 25 to 30% of our buyers come from below the state line. So Milwaukee is an undiscovered city for many, and it's also traffic free. It's not as dense as Chicago is. It's certainly not as expensive, to park and to go to restaurants, et cetera. So I think we're still in the discovery phase of people coming from the border and coming up here and enjoying Milwaukee. And that's a wonderful advantage of the geography of where Milwaukee exists.
As long as we have you guys here, real quickly, because I know we're running out of time, but anything new for the other Pabst Theater Group venues?
Well, we do have some things planned. We've really, we took over High Life Theater last year. We've been hard at work on that. We'll be able to talk about some things shortly and maybe show some images of it. But we're known in our industry for having a wonderful backstage experience for artists. The Riverside, we have a private chef a sous chef, a pastry chef, and a barista for artists, because life on the road sucks. That's what it does. It's not good. It's not a good thing, right? You're on the road, you're on a bus, you basically have 90 minutes of your life that are exciting, and the rest of it is tedious, and you're fed bad lunch meat, backstage or takeout food. So Matt and I have been known for a long time that when artists come to our venues, they have a great experience. So as soon as we took over High Life, one of the first things we focused on was we built a beautiful dining room, which we'd love to invite you guys to come out and enjoy and experience sometime. And we were just finishing up with some of the licensing, finishing up our kitchen at High Life as well. So the kitchen and the dining room are really incredible things that encourage artists to want to come back again, because life on the road is not exciting. It can be really tedious and boring, and the food is really bad. So we're Milwaukee. We have to work harder, try harder, and that backstage experience tells artists that we're intentionally trying harder. That, and we're also in the middle of making some changes in the seating that we'll be able to announce soon at High Life as well, because like all of our other venues, you'll find the Riverside, for example, on one night we can do a band like Widespread Panic or My Morning Jacket, where we take out 600 seats in the front and we put people in a standing room pit, and then at the same time we have reserved in the other areas. We can offer both the kind of flexibility of that, or the next night it can be an all-seated show with Harry Connick Jr. or Nora Jones, where everyone's sitting in red velvet seats with their hands clasped, and it doesn't smell like beer and bongs on that night. I think bongs are legal, aren't they? I'm not sure. I can't really keep track of it at the state level, but I believe bongs are legal. I've said that on TMJ.
Oh, man, that cracks me up. I will say you guys are definitely known for that backstage experience. I talked to Adam Duritz of the Counting Crows and went to, this is years ago now, maybe like 7 years ago or so, and got to go backstage, and they talked about that, the food and just how welcoming it is. Yeah. So kudos to you for doing that for a long time now and for continuing that as well.
Well, we are in an industry that's dominated by massive monopoly conglomerates. I mean, we are an independent, and this is what we do, and this is our focus. We don't, again, have to think about other cities. We focus only on this. We have to find ways to stand out. We also have to find ways to be able to fight to bring artists to Milwaukee. We're doing over 800 shows a year in the 6 venues that we have, and we have a beautiful private event space called the
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, the Fitzgerald that we bought and renovated last year that we really just love. And we have a great private events manager, Ann Leonard, who does a wonderful job managing those, and that place is really beautiful also.
Fantastic. Gary Witt and Matt Berenger from the Pamps Theater Group, thank you both for joining us on Midday today.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
We're back after
More
this.
of Wisconsin's Midday News on the way after this.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through the end of February, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 13 years, Adam has donated over $820,000, providing more than 2.4 million meals to people across southeastern Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Train Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
Losing sleep lately? The job, the house, the headlines, or investments? How about the feeling your investment partner isn't a partner at all? They might be operating in someone's best interest, but that someone isn't you. It's time for Annex Wealth Management. It's easy. Head to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button. We work in your best interest as a fiduciary. That commitment runs so deep, we put it in writing. Does your advisor do that? Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Start at annexwealth.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you quality name brand workwear and footwear because we get you. From the farm to the job site to your own backyard, we have great deals on your favorite rugged styles for spring. Like men's Wrangler 5-star jeans. Buy one, get one half price. Men's Rustler jeans are $15.99. Rewards members save an extra $1 and get a free $20 Blaine's gift card when you spend $100 on Ariat jeans. We get you what you need because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Wisconsin's Midday News on 620 WTMJ.
Tuesday, everyone. It's 11:28. I'm Jessica Ty, along with Eric Bilstead today.
How often do you listen to cassette tapes?
I haven't listened to a cassette tape in decades, Eric.
Really? Oh, man.
I listen to a lot of music, but not on a cassette tape.
Well, right now, amazingly, as this could be, a pop star and some superheroes apparently are fueling new sales of this old audio format.
The most surprising part of the story may be that cassette tapes are still around. The next shocker, Taylor Swift and the Guardians of the Galaxy helped keep them alive last year. The superstar and superhero soundtrack franchise accounted for 29% of all cassette album sales sold in 2023. In fact, Volume 1, which is about a decade old now, ranked as the best-selling album. Volume 2 and 3 and Taylor Swift's re-recorded 1989 and Speak Now rounded out the year's top 5. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
All right, so I guess there's always a place for it. I guess this crummy audio format.
There's always a place for Taylor Swift, it seems.
Well,
that's for sure. Man, that woman is a force.
Time now for News About Your Money in the WTMJ Drake and Associates market update. Right now, the Dow is down 142, the Nasdaq down 249, and the S&P down 45 as they're in midday trading. Annex Wealth Management, annexwealth.com.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry, "Replace! Replace!" But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
As an independent tire and service center, our loyalty is to you, not the manufacturer.
It's the tire manufacturer's goal to design a superior tire.
But it's our job to ensure the right tires are properly installed on your vehicle.
A service our family has been independently providing for the past 2 generations. So make no mistake about it, our loyalty is to you.
And the dozens of tire brands we carry, like Goodyear, General, and Pirelli,
or Continental, Kelly, and Dunlop, well, that's for you too.
Because we won't know what type of tire you need until you get here.
So instead, we carry them all.
Because we install them all.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free flat tire repair.
Which means you're 100% covered.
No questions asked.
I guess you could call it family tradition.
Be safe, buckle up, and hey.
Always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're
due for service.
Rich Lawns Tire and Service. Such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
It's 11:30. I'm Jessica Ty. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, voters head to the polls for the first of 4 election days.
I'm Eric Bilstead. A winter warm-up leaving people wanting in the Northwoods. As far as your forecast goes, few midday clouds. Mild today, a high of 52 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. Right now, 47 degrees at 11:32.
Decision Wisconsin. It is election day for many in Wisconsin. Voters head to the polls for the spring primaries. Key races include mayoral primaries in both Milwaukee and Kenosha, and a $91 million high school referendum in the Waterford Union District in Racine County. Several school boards will also hold primaries for open seats. Polls are open now until 8 o'clock tonight. Plenty of time to get out there and vote. For a complete guide to what's on the ballot, you can view our WTMJ Spring Primary Guide at WTMJ.com.
With a lack of snowfall causing major economic problems across northern Wisconsin, Governor Evers urging eligible businesses to apply for government loans. Evers today says the U.S. Small Business Administration's disaster coverage extends to businesses that are impacted by the lack of winter conditions. In a statement today, the governor's office did not mention any possibility of declaring a state of emergency. Now, the lack of snow affecting travel and recreational businesses that depend on the weather. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brian Isnatsky.
The winter months are December, January, and February. And as of right now, we're on pace to completely shatter the warmest winter on record.
In the Lake Superior Snowbelt area up north, snowfall was 40 to 70 inches below normal.
The Village Board of Menominee Falls has voted to block the development of a women's rehab home, citing concerns over preserving the residential nature of that neighborhood. TMJ4's Miriam Makar reports.
Jennifer Harper, a program coordinator with Teen Challenge, says the space will allow them to offer gardening and landscaping as part of recovery to the 15 women who would live in the home.
So people who come, they're ready for change.
A sign on the street urging the village board to vote no on rezoning that links to a website asking for the same thing. Other neighbors on the block, like Christine Lodel, welcoming the addition.
Everybody should be allowed to have a second chance, so I don't feel that it is at all a threat to this community or to our neighborhood.
This was the second time the organization came to the village board with this particular proposal.
2 elementary school students are among 3 victims of a homicide in Dane County. This happened in Middleton. Police found the victims in an apartment complex Sunday evening. Investigators say there's no threat to the public. They're not looking for any suspects at this time.
The district attorney in Racine County is now considering dropping 65 cases, all linked to a Racine County sheriff's deputy facing prosecution for possession of child pornography. The DA has already dropped 1 of the 4 felony cases Deputy Preston Kite was involved with, which our news partners at TMJ4 News report was related to a traffic stop he performed. In addition to the 3 other felonies, the cases include 1 misdemeanor, 2 ordinance violations, and 58 traffic tickets.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:35.
The countdown to opening day is on. Get your tickets for an action-packed 2024 Brewers season now. That's any game you want, any way you want. All season, featuring brand new giveaways, brand new theme nights and community nights, can't miss ticket deals, and all the season's best Brewers action. Make sure you're here for every moment. Check out the complete schedule and grab your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Love your car this February with Griffin Service Department Valentine's Special. For just $179.95, your car gets the royal treatment, oil change, tire rotation, air filter, and wiper blade replacement. Complete multi-point inspections. Plus, we'll even check your battery and heating system. Available at all 5 Griffin Service Departments. See Griffin for details and restrictions. At Griffin, show your car some love.
Window. Do you know that we have over 8 different ways to install a replacement window? Most companies only have 1. Not all homes are built the same, look the same, or even have the same old windows to remove. So how can you only have 1 way to install them? The answer is simple. It's quick and easy. Well, that's not us, and it will never be us. You can have peace of mind that the install we recommend is the one that will last a lifetime. If you want your windows installed only once and done right the first time, then call Abby today. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Join Special Olympics Wisconsin at this year's Polar Plunge, celebrating 25 years of plunging. The Polar Plunge raises funds for Special Olympics Wisconsin athletes. Folks in the area will be freezing for a reason on Saturday, February 24th at Foxbrook Park in Brookfield. This is your chance to support athletes who are breaking down barriers to build communities of inclusion. Register today and do your part for Special Olympics Wisconsin. Visit plungewi.org for details or to donate. That's plungewi.org.
Eager to remodel your kitchen, bath, or rec room? This is Rob Adair, and we're ready with a personal redesign for you. Adair Floors and Remodeling in Franklin. Give us a call and get personal care from Adair. 761-3660. AdairFloors.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update. The Brewers kicking off spring training in earnest this afternoon. The team hosting its first full team workout in Arizona. Team's first spring training broadcast of the year is coming up on Saturday. Coverage on WTMJ starts at 2 p.m. And the Bucks enjoying a few days off on the back end of the NBA All-Star break. Giannis and the Bucks are back in action Friday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Coverage on WTMJ starts at 8:30.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Roads looking good at the moment. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 All the way into downtown is a smooth ride in, 17 minutes. Westbound is also clear. 4145 South, Highway Q to the Zoo, delay free. 43 northbound looking good from downtown up to Brown Deer Road, and 94 to the south is also delay free from the Marquette to Layton.
And here's your Storm Team 4 5-day forecast. Today, few midday clouds. It's mild out there, though. High of 48 along the lake, high of 52 inland. It's going to be nice. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. On Wednesday, this is going to be fantastic. A high of 55. There is a slight chance for a shower. On Thursday, decreasing clouds, slight chance for an AM shower, a high of 50 on Friday. And on Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 40. Right now, it is 47 degrees in Milwaukee. And your time is 11:39. So there's a new place to get the best stories about the Milwaukee Bucks. It is Bucks Plus, and it launches today. The platform is a collab between the team and our parent company, Good Karma Brands. Joining us live on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline to give you the scoop on it is Craig Karmazin, founder and CEO of Good Karma Brands. And Craig, it doesn't seem right if I don't right off the top just give you a go, Bucks, go.
There you go.
Well, I think I need to right off the bat give you all a congratulations. I mean, this is a pretty historic and amazing week to be on WTMJ.
Thank you, sir.
It is, and we appreciate you having us, Craig.
How's it sounding so far?
It's great. I mean, we are the largest locally owned company, right, in the world of media consolidation and all this stuff. It's so rare that a state like Wisconsin could have an asset like this owned by a local company. And so for us to be able to double down on WTMJ being local, being something that unites the community, something that informs and entertains, we're just so excited about it.
Well, we love it. We love being a part of it. And we're pumped for this new platform, Bucks Plus. This is exciting. What kinds of stories can fans expect to hear on Bucks Plus?
Well, the amazing thing is that as technology changes, it just gives you the opportunity to do so much more. And what might not have been possible on the radio, because, in one moment, people have to, be programmed to what's most important in that minute. But people have such deep passions for so many different things, and the Milwaukee Bucks are certainly one of those. So this platform is incredible. I mean, just looking at what we have at launch, we have a podcast that is surrounding the big Amazon Prime documentary that just launched last night about Giannis. So first of all, when you're launching anything with Giannis, it's a big deal. But we have a multi-part podcast that follows along with Giannis, the Marvelous Journey, that is absolutely incredible. You put on top of that the fact that we have Bucks in 6, which allows you in 6 minutes to get the full following day summary of the Bucks game in 6 minutes. You have Courtside with Gail Clappo, who is always talking to the most important people with the Bucks. Last week he had John Horst. Another episode just dropped this morning. And then on top of that, we have Thanalysis. Thanalysis is Thanasis Antetokounmpo's podcast, where he interviews people from around the NBA, the business world, and really all of the worlds that the Antetokounmpo brothers touch. And so his first episode, which is available now, was him with Damian Lillard right before they went to the All-Star game in Indianapolis. So there's just so much incredible stuff. And there's going to be a new show, The Here District, which will be the latest around the entire NBA, hosted by Marcus Johnson, Bucks legend and Bucks broadcaster, and his son Chris, who was a player at UCLA. So if you're an NBA fan, if you're a Bucks fanatic, getting to this Bucks Plus platform is a must.
And what's interesting about this, Craig, is, and we talked to Dustin Gotze of the Bucks earlier this morning about this, and one thing that we all agreed upon is when you hear Marcus Johnson or Thanasis talking to one of their colleagues or teammates or
Thanasis' brother.
Right. But when you hear that, they'll get information out of Dame that someone else wouldn't be able to get. Like, you'll hear content, like Dame Lillard, he had such an interesting conversation with Thanasis about why he doesn't smile.
During Dame time. Yeah, he just points. No smile.
And there's specific details there that some of that you may not get from a reporter per se, or someone from the outside, where when you hear it from those in the know, it's just a different type of answer. It seems more comfortable, more intimate.
Well, it's amazing because where do we all want to be, right? Like, even if we get to a game, even if we get to be courtside, right, you always want to be in the locker room, right? Yeah. And so to hear Marcus Johnson, a legendary player, be able to talk with current analysts and people around the game, or Thanasis, who's actually there, I mean, it's fascinating because they just see a totally different game than we're able to see. And you go to bucks.com/plus, and that's where you have an easy link to all of this. But you can also just download them wherever you get your podcast. Yep. So it's a really easy to get all these 5 different shows, which it's pretty rare you launch a platform and already there's 5 different unique shows just targeted toward the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, it furthers the idea that, things don't have to happen in New York first or LA first or some other place first. This is the first platform like this in all of professional sports, and certainly in the NBA, that is 100% dedicated to one team in this way. So we couldn't be more excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's awesome to have it start right here in Bruce City, and I know you like to do things that haven't been done before, and this is certainly one of them. Craig, one of the other things I wanted to ask you real quickly is, I was thinking about, the Bucks. We have so many fans here in Milwaukee, so many fans across the state, but the Bucks have fans worldwide. This is an opportunity, an awesome opportunity for people around the world to tune into these stories.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not only in Greece, for obvious reasons, where there's a huge Bucks contingent, but in Philippines, where basketball is the national sport of the country. But as you said, all over the world. I mean, the NBA All-Star Game this past weekend was, I believe, broadcast in over 200 countries. So it truly is a world game. NBA Africa has been a really successful launch. There's been all these international games. The Bucks played a preseason game against the Atlanta Hawks in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. The Bucks have played in France. The Bucks have played in London. And there's no difference in terms of the recognition of these players. So it is absolutely a global sport. And those are so many of the fans. I mean, we've seen Thanasis already. We've seen IP addresses from all over the world, not only listening to these, but also Thanasis, which you can watch on YouTube.
Nice. That is so fantastic. We are excited for this. It is the launch today of Bucks Plus. That's Craig Karmazin, founder and CEO of Good Karma Brands, joining us live on the Tri-County Contracting Hotline.
Thanks, boss.
Wisconsin's Midday News. Wow, that is a creative name. I like the sound of it. And look at that. Congratulations.
Thanks Craig.
It is 11:46, and just a reminder, you can find that at bucks.com/plus, or we have a link to it right here on WTMJ.com. 11:46.
It's David Nason, your personal inspection pro from WTMJ's The Fix-It Show. I'm with my go-to basement repair guy, Chris Mancuso of Accurate Basement Repair. This is the team I personally recommend for leaky or cracked basements.
Wow, thanks, David. Our team at Accurate Basement Repair has been fixing leaky and cracked basements for the Fix-It listeners for over 20 years.
That's great, Chris. For more information about how to schedule a free inspection and estimate, check out AccurateBasementRepair.com, because they're not just good, they're accurate.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
From sliding framed, semi-frameless, or frameless glass shower doors to heavy all-glass custom enclosures that can be built to fit any opening, at Less's Glass, we cover all the bases. But our biggest strength isn't only our selection. It's in our installation experience. We've been around nearly 40 years, and you only last that long if your installers leave the job the way your customers expect it to be left. Other places can sell you a glass shower enclosure, and some of those big guys may even be able to do it for a little cheaper. But the question you need to ask yourself is, will the job be done right? So remember, paying for quality only hurts once, but it does feel good when you get what you expect. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Imagine, if you will, a wonderland of vehicles. An entire convention center filled with the things you love to drive. It's the Milwaukee Auto Show at the Baird Center downtown, February 24th through March 3rd. Immerse yourself in the latest new cars and trucks. The Milwaukee Auto Show. For tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com.
Save now during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. Special factory incentives make this the perfect time to save on a new sofa, chair, or sectional crafted by Norwalk Furniture. With over 850 fabric and leather options and over 100 different styles, you can create the look you want, and in just 35 days, it's ready for delivery. Can't wait? All our inventory is sale priced and ready for immediate delivery. Shop today and save at any of our Ken Michaels Furniture stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Roads are looking good in your midday. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. That's a clear ride. 4145 south looking good. 43 south into downtown, and Brown Deer north. And Layton on 94 north to the downtown area is also clear. As for your forecast, high of 52 today, another mild one. Tonight, mild, a low of 37. Wednesday, a high of 55. Thursday, another chance for a little bit of shower both Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, the high is 50. Right now in Milwaukee, 47 at 11:50.
It is spring primary election day, and we have reporters out throughout the community. We have Adam Roberts, 620 WTMJ News reporter in Milwaukee County. Adam, where did you end up, and what's the vibe? How many people are out there? We're getting close to the lunch hour now.
That's right, Jessica and Eric. I am at River Trail Elementary School. If you know Milwaukee, that's far northwest side. We're talking about 119th and Florist. And so far during the lunch hour, it's been a trickle, I would say. Mostly people voting by themselves, heading into the school. Certainly no lines. Traditionally, of course, these spring primaries feature a little bit lower than average turnout. I know the last couple of years it's been for the city roughly around 20% or so. But there are people coming in during their lunch break to make their votes. 3 elections on this ballot here in District 5 for the city. We've, of course, got the mayoral primary between Cavalier Johnson, Aisha Griffin, and David King. There's also an aldermanic race. The incumbent Lamont Westmoreland running against Stacy Smiter and Bruce Winter. And then also, this is one of the few districts in the city that has 3 primaries today. In District 18, for County Supervisor, the incumbent Deanna Alexander faces a challenge from Marty Hagedorn and Brandon Williford.
Yeah, I expect turnout would be very low on a day like today, but there are some interesting referendums, even one outside of Milwaukee County, Adam, that I know that you not necessarily can speak on, but that are actually important. So the idea of someone not voting in this primary is probably not the best idea.
Yeah, specifically, I think one of the ones you're referring to there is in Waterford. That's
right.
in Racine
Yes.
County. We've mentioned it a few times. $90+ million on the docket in that referendum. And yeah, I know it's been kind of alluded to that, spring primary, you get the passionate voters, the ones that they show up for every single election. Doesn't matter if it's for an alder or if it's for mayor or president or anything in between. But I would say, judging by my observations, it's been roughly that crowd so far.
Hey, Adam, can you get in there and get 2 things done at once? You give us the report and you get to vote as well?
So my polling place is perfect positioning, Jessica. I'm on the complete opposite end of the city as I live over in River West. So
Shoot.
I would have to hike it, and it is lunch hour, so I'm thinking maybe a quick trip if you get my drift.
I gotcha. All right. Thank you so much. That's Adam Roberts, 620 WTMJ news reporter, joining us live from one of the polling sites in Milwaukee as it is spring primary election day. Get out there and vote if you can.
Jessica, are you a pumpkin spice drinker?
I do. I like a good pumpkin spice latte during the season. I don't need to jump on it in July. Don't need to have it all year long.
All right. What about this flavor? This story coming up next on Wisconsin's Midday News. The flavor you'd never expect in your coffee. Yeah, or ever. 11:53.
Got game?
What was the question?
Yeah, we've got game. We've also got...
Swims through his man and lays it in as he knifes his way into the low block.
And...
He'll give to Giannis, and he says, I'll add some more to my tally. Thank you very much.
And who could forget?
Pulls up top of the arc. He got bumped, and he hit the three. Count that, baby, with another one coming.
Catch every Milwaukee Bucks basketball game all season long on your home for the Bucks. 620 WTMJ.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone. Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations. Brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp. And new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Wisconsin's Midday News. I'm Jessica Ty, along with Eric Bilstad. Greg Mansick is on vacation, but he is back tomorrow to join me. We'll be looking forward to that. He might need a coffee after being on vacation and then roll it into the new show on Wednesday.
Here we go. Maybe 2 coffees.
Hey, speaking of coffee, this really caught my eye this morning. Starbucks is releasing a new flavor. Now, it's not here in the U.S., but still, you're going to find this interesting. It is a new flavor dubbed the Abundant Ear Savory Latte. It's a pork-flavored coffee. Pork. Would you try it?
Well, I will try anything once.
Yeah, see, I'm with you on that. I'm happy to try anything, but I'm just thinking,
Well, that's odd. Why? How does this even come about? Why would pork be in coffee?
Well, that's the thing. There's something to this. It's not just bizarre. I mean, there's culture involved here. So it's a new drink released in China to mark the Lunar New Year.
Okay.
But I do like, they say, it's described as having an interesting flavor. I bet.
It's interesting.
Pork coffee. The drink combines a pork flavor sauce with espresso and steamed milk with extra pork sauce. Oh, extra pork sauce. Get some more in there. And pork breast meat for garnish. Now that is interesting to me because, you know, if you go and get a caramel brulee latte,
yeah.
I love when they have those little tiny chunks of caramel on the top. In fact, every once in a while, I don't get the caramel little chunks on top, and I'm like, what? It's like my favorite part. Yeah. So you could picture that, like the little caramel chunks on top, but instead this would be pork breast meat.
Oh, wow. Boy,
Something for everyone.
It'll wake you up maybe, huh?
So if you're traveling and you think, hey, that sounds interesting, I'd like to try it. If you're traveling to China,
Yes.
there you go.
And please let us know.
Yes.
This is Wisconsin's Midday News. She's Jessica Ty. I'm Eric Bilstead in for Greg Matzik. It's 11:58 time now for business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal's Linda Spice.
The national franchise Voodoo Brewing Company plans its first Wisconsin location in Delafield. The bar and restaurant will serve award-winning craft beers and elevated pub food when it opens in the coming months under a local name of Voodoo Lake Country at 705 Genesee Street. Fleet Farm commits to build a new store in Kenosha County. The company purchased 29 acres for $4.5 million this month for the project, which will come to Bristol at 7500 125th Avenue. A timeline has not been set yet on the store's construction and opening. The website Eater names Milwaukee to its list of top places to eat in 2024. Milwaukee ranks alongside national spots like Philadelphia and Sacramento, California, as well as international destinations that include Osaka, Japan, and Cairo, Egypt. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
The largest industrial trade show in Wisconsin for engineers, facility managers, and building grounds and maintenance professionals is the PFMA Plant Engineering and Maintenance Expo. Free seminars, product and service demos, and the latest innovations all under one roof.
Skip the show day lines and go to pfmainc.com for fast and free pre-registration. The PFMA Expo, free with free parking. February 21st and 22nd at a new location, Washington County Fair Park in West Bend.
The Spirit drove Jesus out into the desert, and he remained in the desert for 40 days, tempted by Satan. Hello, this is Archbishop Listecki. As we begin our Lenten journey, the world attempts to turn us away from the mission God established for all of us. During these 40 days, we courageously confront the demons of our world, and with confidence we pledge our commitment to Christ. Christ who is truly present to us in the Eucharist at Mass. This Lent, join us for Mass.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It is 12 o'clock. I'm Jessica Ty. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, February 20th. Your top story, it's time to vote.
I'm Eric Bilstead. A new face enters the Wisconsin U.S. Senate race. Sunny and mild today, a high of 52 inland. For tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. Right now in Milwaukee, 48 at 12:01.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision, Wisconsin. The polls, they're open now. Voters are casting a ballot in today's spring primary. In Milwaukee, voters will get a say in who's the mayor.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson will defend his seat for the first time this week. He tells WTMJ he believes the city is on the right track under his leadership.
Still got a lot of work to do. I'm happy to be the cheerleader to do that work.
Mayor Johnson will be challenged by activist and paralegal Aisha Griffin.
I can readily identify with most of the issues that the people are facing in this community.
And Wisconsin God Squad founder David King.
When you look at the current administration, the people are not being taken care of.
Adam Roberts. Roberts, WTMJ News.
Not just a mayoral race on the ballot today. Voters in Racine County going to hold the fate of a $90 million referendum for the Waterford Union School District in their hands. The district says the referendum would help pay for repairs at the high school. And in Kenosha, voters will narrow the race from 9 candidates running for mayor down to 2. We have complete coverage online at WTMJ.com.
Tammy Baldwin will have a Republican challenger in her quest for re-election to the U.S. Senate. Republican businessman and conservative activist Eric Hovde formally announced his campaign today in a 30-second video released just this morning. Hovde criticized what he calls a lack of action in D.C. He says, quote, he believes everything is headed in the wrong direction. The election for U.S. Senate is in November.
Governor Evers is stopping short of declaring a state of emergency for the Wisconsin Northwoods. A lack of snow causing tourists to stay home and the tourist economy just cratering in central and northern Wisconsin. In a statement today, the governor urging businesses to apply for the U.S. Small Business Administration's disaster coverage. He didn't mention the possibility of taking any further action. Now, the lack of snow is affecting travel and recreational businesses that depend on the weather. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brian Newsnansky on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The winter months are December, January, and February. And as of right now, we're on pace to completely shatter the warmest winter on record.
The National Weather Service reporting that snowfall statewide has been 20 to 30 inches below normal this winter. And in the Lake Superior snowbelt, that's further north there, snowfall 40 to 70 inches below normal.
Bucks Plus launches today. The new platform provides unique perspectives from the players.
Damian Lillard joins Thanasis Antetokounmpo on the Thanalysis podcast and says his favorite thing about the Bucks is the players' winning attitude. He says although his pairing with Giannis has been up and down to start, there's still been a bright side to look at.
How great we could be together is still showing because we've been able to win so many games in throughout the process. He's played his career like it's been a certain way. My career has been a certain way. So I think it takes time for that to kind of like come together and for you to figure it out.
Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Bucks Plus, it's a new platform. It's a collab between the team and our parent company, Good Karma Brands. The Thanalysis podcast and Bucks Plus can be accessed on bucks.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
News about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Stocks have been down today. Midday trading. The Dow down 100 to 38,527. The NASDAQ down 240 to 15,534. And the S&P is down 43 to 49.62. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now.
Sports, traffic, and weather is next. Saudi Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:05.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
There are many reasons to choose document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Chris McLean, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield, the baseball and softball training facility, had his reasons.
I think the biggest thing, the important things for me are effective communication and timely response.
James Imaging Systems, Kyocera copiers, Kyocera network printers, Kyocera color systems, and the James team that works with you to provide the business technology to help you thrive.
Honestly, Candy had a lot to do with it.
Candy, your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
Candy built great rapport with our general manager right out of the gate. It helps that they're a local business. We're a local business as well.
James Imaging Systems, effective communication and local responsiveness.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Kyocera from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry, "Replace! Replace!" But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex, alleviate
rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Hey, let's talk some sports, everybody. It is Tuesday, and we appreciate you joining us on Wisconsin's Midday News. The Brewers kicking off spring training today. The team hosting its first full-team workout in Arizona. The team's first spring training broadcast of the year. That one's coming up on Saturday. Coverage on WTMJ starts at 2 p.m. And the Milwaukee Bucks are enjoying a few days off on the back end of that fun NBA All-Star break. Giannis and the Bucks are back in action Friday night. They'll play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Coverage starts at 8:30 on WTMJ.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. So far, for the most part, the roads have been looking all right. 94 outbound, so westbound from the Marquette to the Zoo to Highway 16. All the way out, you're looking good. That's a smooth ride. 4145 South Highway Q to the Zoo is delay-free. 43 southbound into the city is looking good through the construction there from Brown Deer Road into downtown. And 94 northbound, no problem from Layton into the Marquette.
Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:08.
The forecast for today looks good. It's mild, a high of 52. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. For Wednesday, even hotter, high of 55, if you call that hot.
I was going to say hot might be a little extreme.
I call it hot.
But it's definitely warm, and warmer than we're used to.
Slight chance for showers on Wednesday, a high of 55. Thursday, a high of 50. Again, a slight chance for rain. Friday, 40. Saturday, a high of 40. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 48 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Ty, and in for Greg Matzik, it's Eric Bilstad.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. Greg is going to come back. He's going to be tan because he's in Florida.
Yep.
And then you guys can't see it. Well, maybe some of you can because if you're streaming with us on the YouTube page, you have a little sunburn as well because you came back from vacation last week.
I am peeling now. Today's my peel day.
Today's your peel day. I, on the other hand, have been here in Wisconsin, and I am white.
Yeah, enjoying your 53-degree mild weather.
Yes, everybody will be enjoying that. It's going to be, it's already nice today, so we'll take this great weather coming up. All right, let's get into it.
Now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Big story today, Wisconsin spring primary election. Some of you already got out there before work and voted. Others heading to the polls right now. It's 12:10, a lunch break. Some of you will be going later tonight, and that's okay. Polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight. We're talking about local elections, nonpartisan positions like county supervisors. You've got judges in some places, school board members as well. Milwaukee, the big ones, the mayoral race. Of course, you've got Mayor Cavalier Johnson. He has 2 challengers. Remember to bring that photo ID with you.
I always laugh at these when I hear the voter turnout. Voter turnout estimated at 20%. That seems a bit high to me. I certainly hope it's that high, but we'll see.
Yeah, this one's always not as many people go out, but you know what? Get out there to vote. It's important. And I want to let you know, too, coming up, we've had reporters, they're around the community right now. We've got, at 12:37, we have WTMJ's Julian Johnson. He's in Racine, so he'll be joining us to tell us about what's going on there, kind of get the pulse of that polling spot.
Number 2 of the Now at Noon. So Wisconsin just got $24 million.
That's a lot of money.
We'll throw it on the pile of the surplus money there. This is coming from, this is fascinating to me because it's from so long ago. Philip Morris, right? Philip Morris, the cigarettes and all that.
Yeah.
Well, Attorney General Josh Kaul announcing that an arbitration panel of former judges has ruled in favor of Wisconsin in its dispute with Philip Morris over cigarette stuff. The win will result in Wisconsin receiving approximately $24 million. This stems back from 1998 and involved annual payments that tobacco manufacturers owed to states under the Landmark Public Health Agreement. So this comes from 1998 when all of that was first figured out, and apparently they hadn't been paying. So now Wisconsin filing a lawsuit, and Wisconsin going to get some cash.
Yeah, tobacco companies being held responsible here in Wisconsin.
Who smokes anymore? I don't see anyone smoking anymore.
Well, we were talking about that in our show prep meeting.
Occasionally outside of a bar, usually, but otherwise I don't see it on the streets per se.
There's still smokers out there, but I just think we just have so much more information now. Fewer people are deciding to do it, and others have decided, hey, it's time to quit. So,
or they find other ways to intoxicate their body.
Oh, gosh. Well, yeah, that's true. And, you talk about the younger people, too. doing other things or vaping, other unhealthy things out there. But yeah, so that's a big one. The other big one, I love this because it's some good news. The worst of the virus season may be over. So if you got people coughing, sniffling, hopefully we're getting to an end of all that. This is according to the CDC. They say key measures of respiratory virus activity in the U.S. have been trending down for weeks now. People hospitalized with the flu, that's down about half from the season's peak. That was at the end of December. That's always, you've got Christmas and then before New Year's and everybody's together. And
how did it go for you? Were you able to avoid any major illness?
You know, it's funny you say that because I did my first freelancing days where they said, hey, can you help out? And I said, yeah, let me try this radio gig. I think it was the 26th and 27th. No, 27th and 28th, so right after Christmas. Yeah. And I did kind of just have a little sore throat. And I thought, oh, no, going on radio. Right. But I haven't had anything bad, but I did have a cold or two.
I've had two.
You've had two? Just colds, though?
I believe so, yeah. I did test for the first one because it was pretty major. That one lasted forever. I'm just getting over my second one.
You tested to see if it was COVID?
Yeah, because it lasted for weeks.
Yeah.
No, it's just an awful RSV thing.
We actually test quite a bit just because of my husband's job. So just to make sure everybody's safe and our families and just a couple of health things. So we like to be extra careful. But yeah, so hey, don't let your guard down though, because there are still people who are out there who are sick. But the CDC saying the worst of the virus season looks to be over.
So that was the Now at Noon. It's an everyday feature of Wisconsin's Midday News with Jessica Ty and Greg Matzik. I'm Eric Bilstead. So tomorrow, another 3 things that you're kind of keeping an eye on. Always the Now at Noon. What's happening right now in the city as you're trying to figure out what's happening.
Exactly, yeah. And then sometimes it's something that it can be today, we're a little heavy on the harder news. Sure. But on Monday we had something to add to it that was a little bit more fun. So it's just like, what's happening now? What's new out there? We're going to get you updated. That's what we're about here in Wisconsin's Midday News.
Excited Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 12:14, back in 2.
For the latest on Capitol Hill, tune in to CBS's Chief Washington Correspondent, Major Garrett.
Look, everyone understands a certain amount of privacy. But guess what? You become a cabinet secretary, you give up some of your privacy. That's what comes with the job, and everybody knows. And I would say this of a cabinet secretary in the Obama administration, the George W. Bush administration, the Clinton administration, all of which I covered, the Trump administration, or the Biden administration.
Thursdays at 3:45 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Helping people and families seriously injured in accidents and standing up for victims to take the burden off their shoulders. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik talking about my friends at Gruber Law Offices, where providing the best care, service, and representation remain their top priorities, and it has been for over 35 years, serving the people in Wisconsin and giving back to the community. Put them to work for you. Gruber Law Offices, family-owned and operated, but a powerful team with real resources to take on the insurance companies, providing real results that speak for themselves. Check them out online and learn more at gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com. A family-owned company that works for you and gives back to the community. They've been doing it for nearly 4 decades in Wisconsin. Locally known and nationally recognized, it's Gruber Law Offices. 414-276-6666. That's 414-276-6666.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. It's 2024 and an election year. The politicians are out there promising things they won't deliver. One thing is certain, taxes are what pays for those promises. The IRS collects those taxes, and man, can they be brutal. My latest book has advice on what to do to avoid trouble with the IRS. We help you file back tax returns, get liens released, set up payment plans, represent you in audits, and get penalties reduced or eliminated. Some recent clients we helped include getting a $40,000 tax bill reduced by $32,000, filing a 2020 tax return to get a $7,000 refund, and negotiating a payment plan for $250 a month on a $30,000 tax bill. Make the right choice. Go to rightchoicetax.us to book a call or in-person meeting right now. We know you want to take the first step in getting the IRS off your back so you can live again. That's rightchoicetax.us.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons. Paving time, saver traffic. 94 east and westbound in and out of the city toward the Highway 16 Pewaukee area there in Waukesha County. Looking good at the moment. No issues getting in or out. 4145 south Highway Q to the Zoo interchange is delay-free. 43 northbound, no problem out of downtown up to Brown Deer Road. And 94 to the south is also looking good from downtown to Layton. Your forecast, mild today, high of 52. Tonight, partly cloudy, mild, a low of 37. Wednesday, a high of 55 tomorrow. There's a slight chance for a shower tomorrow. Thursday, less clouds, still a slight chance for rain and a high of 50. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 48 at 12:18.
If you're watching under streaming right now, you can see Eric getting down.
Ooh,
We do have some
excess.
good music on here, too. Oh, see, you're good with who sings it and what the title is. I'm good about just singing it.
Oh, good,
Or just
see?
dancing as well. Can't necessarily tell you who sings it.
It's good chemistry then. You can do the
You
lyrics.
do one, I do the other. I like that. Hey, we've been talking about the Bucks today because we've got the new platform, Bucks Plus. It's a partnership between Good Karma Brands and the team that gives you just awesome stories, some kind of behind-the-scenes stories, something different that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So we were talking about that earlier today. Now we're talking about the Bucks in a different way because over the weekend, Milwaukee put in a bid for the 2027 or 2028 NBA All-Star Game. And Mark Cass, editor-in-chief with the Milwaukee Business Journal, is here because we want to know, Mark, we've wanted this for a while now, but we haven't gotten it. Does it seem like, okay, this time is going to be our time?
I think only if Eric has kind of those moves like he just did, because that was maybe if he's part of the process. Don't you think he'll promise that he'll be on the court doing those dance moves?
I'm a phone call away.
Moves like Jagger.
Maybe not. I'm not sure if that would
Thanasis?
help us or hurt us. But no, I mean, is there a chance? Yes. I guess the concern here long term is that these things are really normally awarded to new arenas. Right? We're no longer new. We were new in 2018.
You're right. It still feels new, but you're right.
Adam
It's
Silver
technically
actually
not new.
at the opening said he would host. He wanted an All-Star game to come here. Well, we're now up to 26 in terms of awarding them, and it's not coming. So I think there's still hope it will come here, whether it's 27, 28, 29. I think the real hope was 25 and 26, kind of after the RNC.
Right. Sure.
To have that and to do that. But I think there is some people a little not happy that it hasn't come yet. I mean, especially since 26 is going to L.A. really for the Clippers' new arena, which is still under construction. So
would the RNC, if everything goes without a hitch this summer, would that make all the difference?
It'll help tremendously. There's no doubt. I'm sure there's questions about number of hotel rooms near the arena,
right?
About access in and out from obviously through the airport, about having enough of the spaces to hold, because it's no longer a game. It's a weekend. It's 4 days of concerts, events, all about the NBA. I think there's an NBA experience. So there's all kinds of things around it. It's not just a game anymore. Right. So I think Eric, I think there's no doubt all eyes are on us really for this year to see how we handle the RNC. How does that go? How does the access for all because remember, they're staying for the RNC. They're staying in Sheboygan. They're staying in Madison. They're staying in Kenosha. They're not all staying right in the heart of the city. So how does that go? How does the access go? So I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on us to prove it. I think think about it. The last time it was held in Milwaukee?
Never? 1980?
19
in the 70s back
77.
then. 77.
I was there. I was 1 or 2 years old, of course, at the time. But I actually went.
You were there?
I did go to the game.
Oh, my gosh.
But it was just a game. It was. It wasn't everything it is now. And they actually played. They played offense and kind of defense. I think the score, Eric was 83-80. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't 83-80, but
it was 211 though.
Yeah,
but it was not
275
to 220. Right. Well, but it's been that long. Think about that. 19.
Is there like a Mark Cass Polaroid of you at that game when you were two?
Yeah, I don't think they were around back then. I think you'd say Eric was probably in a cave. I came out of my cave at the time and actually went to the game. But no, it was. It was a big deal, but nothing like it is now. Think about what went on in Indianapolis this past weekend. They had huge celebrities there. It was just a big party for 4 days.
They didn't even hold the game in the Pacers arena. They held it in where the Colts play football.
Well, no, they actually held the thing on Saturday night. And held the game. But the thing on Saturday night was 70,000 people could have came. That's how many people could have came to that event. But this is we have a great arena. We have the ability to, obviously to host this thing. It'd be great for the city. Economic impact would be huge. So let's hope it happens. I know a lot of people want it to happen, but for some reason the NBA is just not awarded it yet.
Well, that was going to be my question too. I was wondering as you were talking about this, you said kind of, I think the higher ups are waiting to see, like maybe looking to see how the RNC goes. But besides that, I think you're right. I mean, obviously that would just make it easier to say this went fantastic, so let's do this. But is there anything else that we can do that Milwaukee can do to just make it a little bit easier for them to make that decision?
Hopefully not, because you think about where it's been held. It's been held in Cleveland. It's been held in Indianapolis. Now smaller cities that are comparable to Milwaukee.
Yeah, but Indianapolis,
but Indianapolis is a sports hub. I mean, they have major
Super Bowls there.
I mean, they have NCAA obviously there all the time. So I think we have to prove, we have to have this large event to show we can handle this in terms of because I think the one thing people don't realize we lack still is a major hotel right next here to our convention center. We have the Hilton, but right on that lot next door is supposed to be a large convention hotel that would be connected that actually would allow you to walk all the way down there. So that's, we don't have enough hotel rooms, I think, right in the heart of the city. We've added a bunch.
The Trade, I love the Trade.
The Trade is wonderful, but it's only a couple hundred rooms, remember.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's not connected to the arena. That's the one thing I've noticed. If you've anybody who's gone by there, it's fascinating. If you go by there, because a lot of the teams are staying there, and you'd think, okay, it's right across from the arena, they could walk. No, they take a
bus from the Trade?
They take a bus from the Trade over to the Pfizer Forum.
Just so they don't have to walk
it's for
across the
security
street,
purposes.
I guess.
You don't want somebody getting hit.
Of course.
You don't want a player getting hit as they walk across the street or something going on. So, we need that. We need another hotel. I think that's a thing. And that's what's always been kind of talked about right over here on 4th and Wisconsin, a large convention hotel.
All right. We have so much more to talk with you about, Mark. Maybe we can get you back next week.
Of course.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
He ain't doing anything.
I'm not. Yeah, what do I do during the day? Eric knows that. I'm sitting around listening to. I'm just waiting for their calls. I'm just waiting for him to kind of come on, Eric. Another move for me. Got more dance moves?
Maybe
next
week.
Next week when you're back.
Next week. There you go.
Mark Cass, editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. Thank you so much for joining us in Wisconsin's Midday
Always
News.
good to be here. And congratulations on the new show. It's going to be great. Where's that Greg guy, by the way? Is he already on vacation?
He is on vacation, but he's back tomorrow.
He took a PTO. Saturday the Limited WTMJ News Time, 12:24.
More of Wisconsin's Midday News on the way after this.
Hey, Wisconsin, Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, where the once-a-year auto show sales event is on. Prime time to explore all that's new, score enticing offers, and get more Mazda for your money and more for your trade. Right now, well-qualified buyers can lock in 0% 5-year financing on favorites like the invigorating all-wheel drive Mazda CX-30 Carbon Edition, Premium, or Turbo models. Or get 0% 60-month financing on an off-road ready Mazda CX-50 Premium, Premium Plus, or Turbo models and be ready for spring and summer fun. Connect with Holiday and enjoy the relaxed, welcoming attitude, transparent, simplified buying approach, and genuine guest care that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State. Fans like me, you'll be in great hands with Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer and top-selling Mazda certified pre-owned dealer on your side. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money, too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Wisconsin's Midday News on 620 WTMJ.
Wisconsin's Midday News. She's Jessica Ty. I'm Eric Bilstead in for Greg Matzik. Greg is back tomorrow. So if you were to drop your cell phone into the water...
Oh, never have. Knock on wood. Is this wood? I don't think this is wood.
What would you do with it? What would you do once you pulled it out of the toilet or out of the lake?
Oh, my gosh. When he's asking a toilet. That's not fair. You have to tell the viewers why. I once accidentally in my TV days dropped an IFB box into the toilet, and I'm a rule follower, so I had to go and tell the engineer what I did.
You are way too transparent.
So bad.
You are way too honest.
Oh,
you didn't have to say that.
Anyways, honestly, I would Google whether or not you really should put your cell phone in rice, because I know that that's kind of been a thing that people do.
Right.
And apparently our producer, Aaron, has done that a couple times.
And it's worked, right, Aaron?
It worked once, and another time it didn't work. Yeah.
Well, so Apple says don't do that if you have an iPhone. Don't put it in rice because they're afraid of the little tiny pieces of rice getting into the phone.
Well, think about it. Even when you're cooking with rice, you kind of have like just a little bit on your fingers and like the little fragments. And if you look at your phone in the bottom, those little nooks and crannies where the speaker is and whatnot.
So basically, they say you're supposed to just hold it upright, make sure there's airflow in that area.
Just hold it until it's dry.
Yeah, and that'll take care of it, apparently. Or just go buy a new phone. Speaking of money, time now for News About Your Money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All the major indices are down. The Dow is down 108, NASDAQ down 235, and the S&P is down 44. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review. AnnexWealth.com.
Asante came to TurboTax after graduating from culinary school and landing a job in the hottest kitchen in town.
My hands are full all day, every day. I love it.
Asante, as your TurboTax expert, I'll make your moves count, guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and your maximum refund. Sound good?
Yes, expert!
It is 12:30. I'm Jessica Ty. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. And your top story, the spring primary.
I'm Eric Bilstad, getting help for the Northwoods. Few midday clouds and mild today, a high of 52 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. Right now in Milwaukee, 48 at 12:31.
Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:31 now. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it is the day to vote. Get out there if you can. Decision Wisconsin. It's election day for many in Wisconsin for the spring primaries.
No line at River Trail Elementary School on Milwaukee's northwest side for spring primary day, but a steady stream of voters throughout the lunch hour. On the ballot today includes the Milwaukee mayoral primary featuring incumbent Cavalier Johnson and challengers Aisha Griffin and David King. Voters at the school also choosing between 3 candidates for Aldermanic District 5 and 3 for County Supervisor in District 18. Voter turnout has been traditionally low in spring primaries, averaging 22% for the last 2. Polls are open today until 8 p.m. On Milwaukee's northwest side, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Other key races include mayoral primaries in Kenosha and a $91 million high school referendum in the Waterford Union District in Racine County. Several school boards also have primaries for open seats. For a complete guide to what's on the ballot, you can view our WTMJ Spring Primary Guide at WTMJ.com.
With a lack of snowfall causing major economic issues across northern Wisconsin, Governor Evers is urging businesses to apply for government loans that are being offered. Evers says the U.S. Small Business Administration's disaster coverage does extend to businesses impacted by the lack of winter conditions. In a statement today, the governor's office did not mention any possibility of further action like perhaps a state of emergency declaration. Now, the lack of snow is affecting travel and recreational businesses that depend on the weather. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brian Isnaski.
The winter months are December, January, and February. And as of right now, we're on pace to completely shatter the warmest winter on record.
The National Weather Service reports that snowfall statewide has been 20 to 30 inches below normal. Now, further north in the Lake Superior Snowbelt area, snowfall up there, 40 to 70 inches below normal.
The Village Board in Menominee Falls has voted to block the development of a women's rehab home, citing concerns over preserving the residential nature of the neighborhood. TMJ4's Miriam McCarr reports.
Jennifer Harper, a program coordinator with Teen Challenge, says the space will allow them to offer gardening and landscaping as part of recovery to the 15 women who would live in the home.
So people who come, they're ready for change.
A sign on the street urging the Village Board to vote no on rezoning that links to a website asking for the same thing. Other neighbors on the block, like Christine Lodel, welcoming the addition.
Everybody should be allowed to have a second chance, so I don't feel that it is at all a threat to this community or to our neighborhood.
This was the second time the organization went to the Village Board with that proposal.
2 elementary school students are among 3 victims of a homicide in Dane County. In Middleton, police found the victims at an apartment complex. Sunday evening, they'd been called to the scene. Another person said to be in stable condition. A neighbor tells WIC-TV in Madison he heard multiple shots being fired.
I was going to go to one of my friend's house, and I just heard gunshots, 6 or 7 gunshots go off, and I also heard a guy scream.
Now, as of now, police say there is no current threat to the public, not looking for any suspects at this time.
The district attorney in Racine County is now considering dropping 65 cases, all linked to a Racine County sheriff's deputy facing prosecution for possession of child pornography. The DA has already dropped 1 of the 4 felony cases Deputy Preston Kite was involved with, which our news partners at TMJ4 News report was related to a traffic stop. In addition to the other 3 felonies, the cases include 1 misdemeanor, 2 ordinance violations, and 58 traffic tickets.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 12:35.
Make a stop at the Harley-Davidson Museum before heading out to the Mama Tried Motorcycle Show. They'll have food and drink specials from the motor bar and restaurant. Explore their newest exhibit, Mama Tried, bringing it together, and take a free shuttle to the rave for Saturday's show. The HD Factory Outlet Sale in Rumble includes fantastic deals on end of season and discontinued Harley-Davidson motor clothes and merchandise. Don't miss the fun pre-show gatherings. Thursday, February 22nd through Sunday, February 25th at the Harley-Davidson Museum.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, Dr. Michael Nolte. Expertscape recently named him part of the top 1% of spine expertise in the world. Dr. Nolte has published over 50 peer-reviewed articles in leading scientific journals and authored more than 100 national presentations. They added this MVP specialist for orthopedic, neurosurgical, and spine care because at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone, Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations, brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp, and new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
While you're navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update at 12:37. A full team gathering down in the desert. The Brewers hosting their first all-team practice in Maryvale this afternoon. The team's first spring training game of the season is coming up on Saturday. Coverage on WTMJ starts at 2 o'clock. And the Milwaukee Bucks enjoy a couple more days of rest before beginning that post-All-Star section of their season. The Bucks' first game back from the break is going to be a late one. Bucks Timberwolves coverage starts at 8:30 Friday night, right here on WTMJ.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Right now, the roads are looking good for the most part. It's been kind of a nice day so far on the roadways. 94 westbound, downtown through the zoo to Highway 16 is clear. 4145 south, Highway Q to the zoo, no problems there. And 43 south and northbound north of Milwaukee are clear. And finally, 94 southbound from the Marquette interchange down to Layton is delay-free as well.
And here's your storm team 4-5-day forecast. Today, it is nice. We have a few midday clouds, mild, 52 inland for the high, 48 by the lake. We've always got that breeze down by the lake, so taking it down just a notch, but still feeling really good. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 37. Wednesday, how about this? More clouds, slight chance of a shower, but the high tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, yeah. High tomorrow is 55 degrees. We're like inching closer to 60 there. That's fantastic. On Thursday, decreasing clouds, slight chance of an AM shower, a high of 50. On Friday, we're going to go down a little bit, a high of 40, partly cloudy. And Saturday, mostly sunny. That's going to be nice for Saturday with a high of 40. Right now, it is 48 degrees in Milwaukee at 12:38. Well, we've been talking about it all day. It is the Wisconsin Spring Primary Election Day. Polls open at 7 o'clock this morning. If you haven't had a chance to get out there yet, you still have plenty of time. They close at 8 o'clock tonight. We've had reporters out and about throughout the various communities. And right now, we're going to check in with 620 WTMJ's Julian Johnson. He is joining us live from Racine County. Julian, where did you end up and how was it there? Are people trickling in during the lunch hour? Is it getting busier? What's the vibe?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's beautiful out here. It's 51 degrees in Kenosha. I'm at Journey Church right now. I'm sitting in the WTMJ car, and honestly, there's been people just kind of trickling in and out. I got to speak to actually two people. Two people were actually willing to speak to me so far. One person, Bob, said he was more interested because, there's 9 different people up that are candidates for the mayoral election for Kenosha City. He said he was interested in somebody with social issues. And then also there was a guy named Zachary Stanley who actually was going in and out with his wife. They were taking turns to vote while their kids were in the car. And he wants people, more interested in kids and the schools, keeping them open, and the roads, which are really bad apparently as well.
So we were worried about turnout being low, or at least expecting it. From your observation, it sounds like turnout is low.
Yes, turnout's actually pretty well overall. I mean, again, people are just kind of trickling in and out. But one person did say it was eerily kind of quiet in there. So although they're trickling in and out, it's like they're leaving just as other people are entering, that type of thing.
Well, the other thing, too, a lot of people these days are choosing to vote by absentee ballot.
You're right.
It just makes it easier. I know. Do you guys have a preference? Do you like to be there and do it on the day, or you like to just get it done?
Sorry, Julian, I'll go first. I'll say I like to vote early absentee. So I usually go into Village Hall and vote 3 or 4 days beforehand.
Okay.
Get it out of the way.
Julian, what about
That
you?
makes sense. For me, this is my first time being back in Milwaukee in a while, so I guess today I'm actually going to go vote in person. But I kind of prefer doing the absentee because then I don't have to, leave my house, which got to help. But usually I was in Baltimore in school, so I had to do the absentee.
There you go. See, a lot of people do like to do that. I know my husband, he's always like, why do you like to go the day of? Just get it done. Every time, because with his work schedule, he doesn't know where he's going to be, what he's going to be, if he's going to be able to go. So, but I like to be there on the day. I like the energy of it. Or Julian,
pageantry of
well, Julian, you're just saying in Kenosha right now that maybe there's not a lot of energy. But I just like to be there on the day if possible. So I've got to go after work today.
Same here.
All right, Julian, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Julian Johnson, 620 WTMJ reporter, joining us live on Spring Primary Day in Kenosha County.
This is Wisconsin's Midday News with Jessica Ty. I'm Eric Bilstead in for Greg Metz. Exciting Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 1242.
Love your car this February with Griffin Service Department Valentine's Special. For just $179.95, your car gets the royal treatment, oil change, tire rotation, air filter, and wiper blade replacement. Complete multi-point inspections. Plus, we'll even check your battery and heating system. Available at all 5 Griffin Service Departments. See Griffin for details and restrictions. At Griffin, show your car some love.
Abby with Abby Windows here. If I had $1 for every time customers said, all windows look the same, just give me a price. Well, if that's the case, then you haven't seen ours yet. You're right. Most windows have welds that are ugly, jagged, and look all stitched up, similar to wearing your shirt inside out. I call them Frankenstein windows. If you want a clean, seamless miter that's not inside out, enter our fine line weld technology. Trust me, you'll believe it once you see it. For the best looking window on the market, call Abby Windows today. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Do you love winning? This February, head to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and fall head over heels with the Love It or Leave It $400,000 game show. Thursday nights, you could play the Love It or Leave It game show where you can love your prize or leave it for another. Play with your club card to earn drawing entries. Top prize is $10,000 in cash. It's time for Love It or Leave It. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at pacebig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for senior real estate specialist Bruce and Jean Nemovitz. If you've been holding off on selling your home or downsizing your parents' home, now's the time to contact Bruce and Jean. You deserve to enjoy the lifestyle you've earned. Learn how their team will guide you every step of the way. Join me at their free in-person seminar, March 5th, Berner Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 8:30, and you'll get critical info from local senior community representatives. Register at brucesteam.com, taking you from overwhelmed to I can do this. brucesteam.com.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Family owned and operated. Yep, we sure are. Since 1970. And I know you've probably heard it a million times. But the words family owned and operated hold a lot of water. They mean you can count on dealing with an expert. Because when your dad runs the show, he teaches you all that he knows. They mean prompt service. Because it's not just our job, it's a big part of our life. They mean you're actually working with someone who has accountability and a real interest in your satisfaction and their business's overall success. So when you hear businesses say the words family-owned and operated, give them a try, because small business owners like us really do have your best interest in mind. And when you need advice from southeastern Wisconsin's foremost glass experts, call me. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Checking the roadways again this noon hour, and so far so good. 94 westbound is clear from downtown all the way out to Highway 16. 4145 South Highway Q to the Zoo, no problem. 43 northbound from the downtown up to Brown Deer Road is looking good, and delay-free drive all the way down from the Marquette to Layton on 94 South.
And your Storm Team 4 5-day forecast. Can I just summarize this by saying mild, unusually nice for this time of the year? We've got a high of 52 today, but if you're closer to lake, it's going to be just a tiny bit lower, 48. And Wednesday, get ready for Wednesday. We have a high of 55 on Wednesday. There is a slight chance of showers. And then if you're making some plans for the weekend here, on Saturday, mostly sunny and a high of 40. So even that's still going to be very, very nice. Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 1246.
All right, that's enough of that.
I don't know if you're laughing at me.
No.
I'm like a little Whitney.
Just it's 2024. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, 1246 on Wisconsin's Midday News. She's Jessica Ty. I'm Eric Bilstead. Greg Matzik your co-host, will be here tomorrow. Earlier on the program, we were graced with the presence over the phone anyway with Craig Carmenson, the CEO of Good Karma Brands, which is our parent company.
Correct.
And Craig was on to talk about Bucks Plus, which is
really big and awesome new platform.
So essentially, it's a brand new venture that Good Karma Brands is pushing with the Milwaukee Bucks. And what makes it newsworthy is more than just the content. Like, yeah, there's going to be multiple different platform type opportunities where you can listen to different interviews, you can hear player-to-player conversations, you can get some X's and O's if you want, but also learn more about the Bucks. And Craig talked about that, but it was also fascinating just to hear him talk about, just in general, what it's going to sound like as far as the sound and the fact that it's coming from here.
It's pretty rare you launch a platform and already there's 5 different unique shows just targeted toward the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, it furthers the idea that, things don't have to happen in New York first or LA first or some other place first. This is the first platform like this in all of professional sports, and certainly in the NBA, that is 100% dedicated to one team in this way. So we couldn't be more excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, so you can get it at bucks.com/plus, or we have a link to it as well on WTMJ.com.
And this is awesome because this hasn't been done before. It's a first of its time collab in the NBA. So we love the fact that it's starting here in Milwaukee and just gives us, we get to explore Bucks personalities and hear some untold stories in a different way.
And also Thanalysis.
Thanalysis, I love that. Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, so he does a podcast where he goes one-on-one with a player. Craig talked about it.
Thanalysis is Thanasis Antetokounmpo's podcast where he interviews people from around the NBA, the business world, and really all of the worlds that the Antetokounmpo brothers touch. And so his first episode, which is available now, was him with Damian Lillard right before they went to the All-Star game in Indianapolis. So there's just so much incredible stuff.
And one of the things that I don't know if everyone realizes what makes that so unique and awesome is that oftentimes you hear more from a player or from an insider when they're talking with their kin, right, or their colleague or their teammate.
Their teammate,
right?
yeah.
It's different than if they were talking to you or me, right, as a reporter or whatnot. And there's a great story. So here it is, Dame talking to Thanasis on Bucks Plus about why he never smiles
during
on the
Dame
court.
time.
Yeah.
I get the ball. The clock is running down, 3, 2, 1. I hit a 3. We go up by 1. And
so right there he's talking about what happened in high school. He was taking a shot to end the game in a high school game.
And I'm thinking, the clock goes to zeros. Me and my teammates.
Buzzer, basically.
Yeah. Me and my teammates, we celebrating. We all on the court. I'm yelling. I take my jersey off. My coach run on the court put your jersey on. And I'm my jersey is in my hand. I'm putting my jersey back on and the ref turn and tee me up. Tech. They give me a tech. In high school, a tech, you get 2 free throws. So we were up 1. They make both free throws. We lost the game. That's a 1,000% true story. My coaches to this day will tell you that this happened.
So that's why when he's doing Dame time, he doesn't smile on the court.
I didn't know that.
He doesn't want to get.
He got a tech.
Right? It's lived with him since high school that he lost a game even though he had the last second shot. There was still a second left on the clock.
Yeah, and I always watch him. I just thought he was serious,
he's a cool guy.
That's Dame time. Yeah, that's what I assumed. Well, this is really neat too because the other part of it, it's not just people here in Milwaukee. It's not just people across the state that get a chance at this. I mean, there are Bucks fans around the world, especially in Greece, of course. Mm-hmm. And this Bucks Plus gives them a new platform, a new chance to hear those stories. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts.
Agree. And that's what I think is so unique about it, whether or not you're interested in necessarily what everything and anything goes with the Bucks, but this is the new way of storytelling. It's another angle, another way that you're going to see opportunities for story content, storytelling, that type of thing. And here, we're doing it here at Good Karma with Bucks Plus. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
12:51 is your WTMJ News Time. We're back after this.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me as we count down to the RNC in Milwaukee. We'll talk to the biggest names across the political landscape.
James Wigderson, a strong political writer, one of the best I've ever seen.
I think the election will look a lot more like 2020 than it did in 2016.